Donald Trump still has not chosen a VA secretary. However, ABC News has confirmed that someone who's close to the transition team has reported to them that the pick will likely be Sarah Palin.
Damn.
Yes. Now, after ABC News reported on her being under consideration for VA secretary, she did post a message on Facebook that she then tweeted, writing in part, "We should be grateful. We'll soon have a commander-in-chief who will champion our vets and honor our promises our nation made." Now, she does believe that it's important to improve the situation that the VA has to deal with, right? She wants to make sure that our veterans have better health care. Everyone agrees with that. But the way she wants to go about it is interesting. She believes that the biggest problem is bureaucracy. And so I don't know what she's going to do about that or what she's going to be doing in terms of the lack of tax revenue we're going to have now that we're going to cut taxes on the wealthy. But it would be an interesting choice.
Yeah, no, we're going to have a very interesting moment there because the Department of Veteran Affairs is actually the largest government agency there is. It's got 30,000 federal employees.
No, 300,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. 300,000 federal employees and a budget of $182 billion. Okay, so hold. Excuse me. So if she cuts the bureaucracy, then that I assume means having less people work there. Then how do you get better treatment for the vets? It seems like those things might be opposed. Like, of course, what conservatives will say, I know, is no, you make it better. That you just, you clean house and there's probably too much middle management and government inefficiency. And you bring in the genius Sarah Palin, and she just geniuses it up and gives you, voila, less workers, but better, okay? Now, in the real world, that's not going to work, okay? I mean, it's hard for that to work, period, let alone when Sarah Palin's running it. But what Sarah Palin might do, and this is interesting, is that she might just be a hypocrite and then have it worked okay at the Department of Veteran Affairs. So let me talk to you about that upside, because you might be thinking, you're crazy, dog, like Sarah Palin, any upside? Now, remember that Sarah Palin had an 80% popularity approval rating in Alaska when she was governor. Now, people forget that. That is a stunning number. I'm not sure I've ever seen any governor at 80%. Now, do you remember why she had that approval rating? Because she did the most socialist thing a governor has ever done in America. She said, okay, we've got a lot of oil in Alaska. Hey, oil companies, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some of your profits and just give it to the citizens of Alaska. And the citizens were like, oh yeah, that's right, that's our oil. Why shouldn't we get more from it? Oh, I love this. And everybody got a check, a government check, right? Now, it's fair, she was right. She should have been popular for that. But she's like, oh yeah, gosh, right-winger. No, that's the most left-winger thing you can do.
Absolutely.
We've invaded countries because their leaders did that, right? And cost our oil companies money. So she might just be wildly hypocritical and go, you know what, here's how I'm going to fix bureaucracy, by spending more money at Veterans Affairs and hiring more people. Now, wait a minute, that's not the right-wing position. Who cares, right? They don't actually care about the deficit. They don't actually care about any of that. They just want to do that propaganda, and then when it comes to actually doing something, they just want to be popular. So when she was running Alaska, she's like, how do I get to be popular? Oh, hand out checks to everybody? Yeah, that's what I'll do. Here, she might actually increase the budget for Department of Veteran Affairs. Who knows?
That's the thing, but that's the thing that gets to me about this whole administration. Who knows? Everything is who knows, right?
Right.
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what Donald Trump's defense secretary plans on doing, and if he does want to invade Iran and proposes that idea, we don't know if Trump is going to sign on for it, right? We don't know if Sarah Palin is literally going to dismantle the VA and actually lead it to crumble further, or if she's going to fund it more. We don't know. We don't know. They don't even fucking know. Like, that's the thing that gets to me. And so we're supposed to sit back and just be like, I don't know, let's just speculate on what's potentially going to happen, right?
Yeah. Well, right now she doesn't even have it totally locked down. Trump's playing a really interesting game. He's bringing all these folks and promising them they're likely to get the job, and then, and then yanking it away from most of them at the end. So Senator Scott Brown went in, former senator from Massachusetts, And he came out of Trump Tower thinking he had the job. He's like, oh my God, we talked about the thing I care about, veterans, and we're both agreed. I can't wait. And now Sarah Palin's like, can't wait. We're all agreed, right? So as usual, Trump's lying to most of them. He also talked to Representative Jeff Miller, General Keith Kellogg. So they probably all think they're going to get it, but only one of them is. And that's based on whoever did the biggest favors for Trump.
Exactly.
So.
And remember, Sarah Palin was a huge supporter of Trump pretty much from the get-go. So, I mean.
She was. And to be fair to her, she picked the right horse, right? And that's how politics is supposed to work. And
I picked the right horse, don't you know?
Yeah, I can't wait for her press conferences. Although, look, this is serious business. You know, because I know it's going to be funny to have her doing all those
interviews.
Yeah, and
trying to speak in the present tense.
Exactly. I've been cabineting the Department of Veterans. Oh, that's not how you're supposed to speak in the real world. Anyway, but if she screws over the veterans by being grotesquely incompetent, which is an excellent possibility, that's a big, big problem. So now, look, I think that she is the leading candidate, partly because there's one other person in the Trump team that is a huge fan of hers, and that's Steve Bannon, who is very influential. Steve Bannon produced a movie about her. I forgot that he was the one who produced this. The movie was after the 2008 election, and it was called The Undefeated, about Sarah Palin, who had just been defeated.
And who also stepped down as governor of Alaska.
Yeah, in the case of the governor of Alaska, she defeated herself.
Oh my God.
She was only governor for 2 years. And then she's like, oh, golly gee, I've got a reality show that I need to be doing right nowing.
Oh my God, yes. And then she was also on reality shows, just like Trump. Oh my God, this is great. Okay, the United States has become one gigantic, low-grade reality show. By the way, look, I want to be fair and at least give her some credit. I don't even know if this is really credit, but I do think she genuinely cares about veterans. Okay, she has family members who are veterans. She's been speaking about, you know, how much she wants to support them and how much she wants to improve the VA so they have a better support system after they come back from several tours in the Middle East. So I do think that on this issue, her heart is in the right place. But what I am most concerned about is her lack of
intelligence.
Yes.
I totally agree with you. Look, I think she's angling for this job, and that's why she talks up to her connections to veterans. But I don't 1 second doubt that she cares about veterans because her son's a veteran, and her eldest son, Track Palin, served in Iraq in 2008. Her son-in-law, Dakota Meyer, is a Medal of Honor recipient. Of course she cares about her own son and veterans. There's no... You know, sometimes Republicans will like cut veterans' benefits, and you're like, Jesus, man, don't you have anything you care about? But I don't see Sarah Palin in that category based on her experience. I think that isn't the question. I think the question is whether she can do a decent job for them. The Young Turks isn't just us. It's also you guys. You make this show possible, and we want to thank you for it, and we want to grow together. We want to be too strong. TYTnetwork.com/join. Let's do it.